I have 30 life-size bust statues in my collection. That means I essentially have 30 heads of famous and fictional characters. Today we're going to count down which one is the best. Welcome to the Xtreme channel. My name is Mr. X. First, let's talk about some giveaways. We're giving away these two Venom statues. Make sure you've liked this video, you've subscribed to the channel, and you've hit that bell notification. Then when we hit 10,000 subs, you will be ready. Also, we're giving away Xtreme prizes. These are monthly prizes, little gift packets we send out to 2 people. All you have to do is comment on a video. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. But today is all about life-size busts. For the most part, 1 or 2 of them may not be life-size. And I'm filming this video because most recently I launched a few other videos with some life-size busts, some old ones, some new ones, and one of them was the Thanos life-size bust. You can check out the review right here, and it was amazing. So I want to see if it's number 1, and today we're going to find out. I've also done a series of other videos where I count down things in a similar fashion. Best X-Men statue, best Venom statue, and so on and so forth. At the end of this video, I will have links to those if you like this format. So we're going to talk about 3 different categories here. First is actually some hashtag restraint busts. Yes, Mr. X doesn't buy everything. I'm going to talk about some of the busts that I really wanted to buy, but I haven't pulled the trigger and I'm not going to. Yeah, right. Also, going to talk about ones that I've pre-ordered. So they're not in the collection yet, but they will be coming at some point. None of those will be included in the countdown because I believe you have to see the piece in person to actually judge it. Now, as far as the countdown, I think there's about 20 of them. They are based on my opinion, and it's which one I like the best. So that means it's okay if you disagree with me. Except for you. You better fucking agree with me. So with no further ado, let's get this done.
That's what she said.
Hashtag restraint. These are the pieces I really wanted to buy, but I haven't pulled the trigger, and some of these are phenomenal. First couple are by Elite Creature Collectibles, which that's kind of what they're known for. They're high-end busts. So this first one is their Guyver piece. I don't know much about Guyver, and this has a pretty cheap price point on it, especially for ECC. Usually those are $2,000 to $3,000. It just looks awesome, kind of your Creature from the Black Lagoon aspect to it. Next one is their Medusa bust. I've wanted this for a long time. I've been so close to pulling the trigger. I actually got scammed on eBay, but thankfully I got my money back. This looks amazing. I've seen so many pictures and videos. I would love to have this in my collection. And a surprise third one from ECC is their Draxian bust. One they recently revealed, and I don't know anything about Draxian, that's why I held off, but this looks so cool. Just such a different creature, and for space and money purposes, I left him alone. Queen Studios Hulk is one I really want, but moving forward, I'm only purchasing busts of horror pieces or villains, and obviously Hulk doesn't fall into that, but he does look amazing, and I'm excited to see him in other people's collections when he comes out. These next 2 are custom ones. One's already been released. It is a Pennywise. This looks to me to be the best Pennywise out there. You'll see that I have a Pennywise as well. That's why I didn't get this one. I already have one. I don't need 2. But they also recently revealed a Caesar from Planet of the Apes. Also looks amazing, but I can't justify it because he is not a villain, in my opinion. And this one is probably the hardest hashtag restraint. It's because it's not a villain, is the Alita bust. I think this could contend to be the best bust ever. It looks amazing. I can't believe I passed it up, but again, it would break my rule. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. I don't have enough cool words for this. This one I might cave in. These next pieces are pieces I have purchased. I just haven't received them yet. So let's dive right into those. These are pieces that I have on pre-order. They're not included in the countdown, but start with Queen Studios Loki. This one is long overdue. They've already released one batch. And I pulled the trigger on this because they actually revealed he comes with a helmet. Check this out. So freaking cool. He will look fantastic next to my Thanos. I'm actually going to redo an entire room just for busts, I think. And him and Thanos are kind of the reason behind that. And just a few days ago, I actually PO'd their new Batman piece. So them and Queen Studios and Infinity Studios are kind of competing, putting out the same lines, and I think Queen Studios wins this round. I don't like the arms, I don't like the tactical suit on the Infinity Studios ones, but this one is simple, plain, it's fantastic for a Batfleck. Then I had to choose between Queen Studios and Infinity Studios Wonder Woman, so I chose Infinity Studios, and I was lucky enough to get one. As you guys know, this sold out worldwide in like less than 2 hours, and there was a lot of drama behind it. I've actually done a video on it you can check out right here. but she looks awesome. And in response, Queen Studios actually redid some of their pieces, so I ended up buying her too. I have 2 Wonder Women coming in. One can go in the display and one can go into my bed, and we'll figure out how that works, but both look phenomenal. I can't wait to do an Xtrumble, which is a comparison between the both. Chronicle Collectibles, I have their Creeper on order, and you're going to see a Creeper on my countdown. This one looks much better. I definitely prefer his mandibles open, and this does that. There is a custom one out there that his mandibles are closed, and it looks way better than this, but it's also about 3 times the price. My custom Christopher Reeve bust Superman is supposed to be shipping. They're just waiting on the coronavirus, so this will be reviewed very, very soon. And while this one doesn't count into one I've pre-ordered yet, I'm going to 100%, is a Michael Keaton Batman they are doing from the first couple Batman films. The initial works here, as you can see, look awesome, and this company is just knocking it out of the park. I also recently PO'd a Venom bust. This will be my 3rd Venom bust. Venom is one of my favorite characters. This looks very, very different than anything I've seen. If they can pull off what the prototype looks like, I'm going to be very surprised, especially since this has such an awesome price point. And the final piece here is a Wolverine / Sabretooth bust. Half of the face is Wolverine, half of the face is Sabretooth. I ordered this directly from the sculptor. I cannot wait to get it. Now we have 22 pieces we're going to count down, and one of them is not a full-size bust. I think it's the only one in this entire countdown we're looking at. Let's just get started. Number 22 is that Creeper I was telling you about. This is a custom one I got. I don't like it for a lot of reasons. It just doesn't look the best. I think it's scaled too small. The mandibles were all broken. They did give me a discount because of some of the shipping issues. They did sell me a different piece, which is much higher in the countdown, of a different character we're going to see in a little bit, but it's okay. Next is also a custom bust. It's Carnage. I've had this for quite a while, for probably 2 or 3 years. I would love for somebody to come out and do a much better Carnage. This is the only one I know, but it looks great with a Venom and a Spider-Man bust that I have all together at my office. Number 20 is probably ranked so low because it is a half scale or legendary scale. It's not even a half scale because Galactus is huge, but this is the Galactus life-size or legendary size bust from Sideshow Collectibles. I like it, I just don't love it. I probably will end up selling it. Number 19 is my custom Pennywise. This is actually by the same people who made the Carnage. While this isn't as good as a lot of the other Pennywises out there, it's half to 1/3 of the price, so you get what you pay for, but it still is pretty neat. I've done a review on it. It's a good bust for the price point. Would have been much better if the hair wasn't sculpted. Number 18 is a custom Venom piece. Pretty neat concept. I've had this for years, way before Sideshow came out with theirs. This one I actually keep at my office. I've never done a review, but I plan to. Number 17 I think is going to surprise people how low it is on the list, especially because it has a massive price point of over $1,600. This is their Alien Queen. This is a life-size, supposedly. She's probably a little bit bigger than this. But I was just disappointed. I did a review of this. It was one of my first reviews on YouTube. I was just disappointed in general. I have it as you come into my man cave in the basement. That's why it's so dark here. But overall, just not as good as I hoped it would be. Number 16 is a Queen Studios piece. It is their Iron Spider-Man. This is my least favorite, so the 3 other Queen Studios you'll see much higher on the list. I think it's a little overscaled. It's a nice piece by all means. It's not bad, but just didn't rank that high for me. But a lot of people love it. Number 15 is Chronicle Collectibles T-Rex. And I think one of the reasons this is lower on the list is because it is so small, but you're going to see something that doesn't line up with that theory later on. So I don't know why. It is very cool looking. It just doesn't strike me as though this is one of my favorites. If I sold it off, I would not be that sad. 14 will also be really surprising to a lot of you because this is what some people consider a grail. It's Sideshow Cool Props collaboration of Pred Alien. This piece is massive. It's almost too big.
That's what she said!
And I thought I would like it a lot more than I do. I was able to get a fantastic deal while I was traveling. I met up with somebody who was just having it in a storage garage. Had a great transaction. But yeah, it's just not as cool as I thought. Maybe it's because of where I have it displayed. Who knows? 13 is Sideshow Collectibles Venom piece. There's a lot of things I really like about this, and then some things I don't like as much. But they did a nice job. It's a cool interpretation of a comic version of Venom. Shows a really nasty creature-esque-like Venom. Number 12 is another Sideshow Cool Props collaboration. It's the Alien Warrior Head. I think this is the first bust I ever bought, so there's a little bit of nostalgia with this But it is pretty cool, pretty different. I actually damaged one of the sides when I was drunk chasing someone with it, but that's a story for another day. 11 is made by the same person who made that creeper. It is a custom Pumpkinhead. It looks awesome. Pumpkinhead is one of my favorite horror creatures, and they knocked it out of the park. Every part of it is just awesome and represents Pumpkinhead. Number 10 is the theory that the Creature Collectibles T-Rex doesn't hold up. It is Weta Smog. This bust is probably 1/20th scale. Who knows how big a dragon really is, but it's very small. If it was bigger, I think I'd like it a lot more, but the detail on this is impeccable, and it captures the perfect expression on Smog. Next one is one I recently reviewed, is Independence Day Resurgence. This is from the second movie, although it's the same aliens in the first movie, which is kind of what I associate it with. Prime One knocked it out of the park here. I think this is a really underrated piece, as you probably saw in my review. I like it a lot. Number 8 is by Elite Creature Collectibles. It is their Lycan. This goes for a lot of money nowadays. It's about a $3,000 piece. I love the werewolves in the Underworld series. I think they're probably my second favorite werewolves after the Howling. They did a very nice job on this. I've also reviewed number 7, also by Elite Creature Collectibles, is their Reaper from Blade 2. Some awesome detail in this. I'm a big fan. I don't even know how they could have improved it. This is surprisingly light on a side note. Number 6 actually is not a bust, but it is life size. This is Elite Creature Collectibles Mohawk Gremlin. This is a very cool piece. It is very lifelike. Elite Creature Collectibles, as I said, they're just very good with their life size stuff. I've done a review on him. A lot of cool features. I have him with all the other busts because he is life size. Now we're to the top 5, and I think most of these people will agree with and won't be surprised. But number 5, I think, will surprise the heck out of you. It is another collaboration between Sideshow and Cool Props. It is a Predator, the City Predator from Predator 2. I love this piece. It's one of my favorites. I'm surprised it actually didn't rank higher, but I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. It's my favorite of all the Predator busts that are out there, although I think there's some recent competitors that might give it a run for the money. Number 4 is actually a custom piece, and this still just blows my mind. It is such a good piece. That's why I can't wait for the other ones that I talked about that are coming in. This is the Henry Cavill Superman. Custom, amazing, the light up feature in the eyes, the resemblance is uncanny. The hair is not sculpted. That's the big negative. I think this could take number 1 if the hair was rooted in. Like the next few, you're going to see that is the case, but they just did an awesome job. So the top 3 are all from Queen Studios, and I don't think that's going to be a surprise to anybody. But which one is my favorite? Number 3 is their Joker. And this would almost be number 1 if it wasn't for the hair. I don't like the way the hair flows. I could probably try and style it a different way, but that's just not my style. I got him for such a good deal from another great collector, and he is truly one of a kind. I wonder if he'll ever be beat, because I do know there are some in the works. Number 2 is their Terminator. This looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the battle damage they did, it is just awesome. They just knocked these out of the park. If you're on the fence about a Queen Studios bust, you shouldn't be. You should get it, especially if it's one of their silicone pieces. It'll be interesting to see if Infinity Studios can keep up. It looks like they can, but production is a different story. So obviously Thanos did make it to number 1. We're not going to have any drum roll. And part of it, I really tried to evaluate, is it because it's new? A lot of times when you first get a piece, it's newer, it's exciting. It's not. It is the best bust that I've ever seen, and I think he's going to be hard to unseat. I think there are some contenders with what's coming in, but Queen Studios Thanos is such a cool piece. It just, every part of it. As you know, it got an X in the review. I don't know what I would change. They did a phenomenal job. I think, as I said during the review, maybe a removable helmet would have knocked it out of this world, but such a cool piece. Well done, Queen Studios, having the top 3. I honestly didn't plan that, but when you're good, you're good. Let me know if there's something in the countdown that should have been higher, or something that you have or you've seen that you think would rank way up there. So right here are some of those reviews of some of those busts. You can also check out other ones on the channel, or click on that Xtreme emblem to make sure you've subscribed so you can see all this great stuff when it comes in.